Welcome to ZoomInData. In this session, we focus on DBT run order control and graph manipulation, an advanced concept for optimizing DBT execution in complex projects. As DBT projects grow, models often have intricate dependencies. Controlling the order in which models run and manipulating the dependency graph allows teams to optimize execution, reduce failures, and speed up builds. This topic is particularly important for projects with multiple teams, large datasets, or critical production workflows. Subscribe to ZoomInData for more advanced DBT tutorials. What is DBT run order control? DBT run order control is the process of managing the sequence in which models execute. It ensures that dependent models run after their upstream models are completed. Proper run order prevents failures and maintains data consistency. Why is controlling run order important? Prevents downstream models from failing due to missing upstream data. Helps optimize execution time by running independent models in parallel. Improves reliability of production workflows. How does DBT determine default run order? By analyzing model dependencies defined using ref statements. DBT constructs a directed acyclic graph, DAG, to ensure models run in dependency order. Independent models are executed in parallel for efficiency. What is a DAG in DBT? A DAG, directed acyclic graph, represents models as nodes and dependencies as edges. It ensures there are no circular dependencies. The DAG helps DBT calculate the correct execution sequence. How can you influence run order manually? By using tags and select or exclude commands. Using models with specific models or subsets of the DAG. This is useful for testing, debugging, or partial runs. What are dependent and independent models? Dependent models rely on upstream models for input data. Independent models do not rely on other models and can be executed in parallel. Identifying independent models helps reduce overall runtime. How can you optimize DBT execution using run order? Run independent models in parallel to save time. Schedule heavy or long-running models during off-peak hours. Break large transformations into smaller incremental models where possible. What is the role of tags in run order control? Tags allow selective execution of specific models. They help group models by domain, purpose, or priority. Tags can also facilitate staged deployment and testing. How does full refresh affect run order? Forces the models to rebuild from scratch, ignoring incremental logic. Dependent models run after the full refresh is completed. Can be used for data backfills or recovery scenarios. What is partial DAG execution in DBT? Partial execution allows running only a subset of the full DAG. Useful for testing or updating only affected models. Reduces unnecessary compute costs and speeds up deployment. How can you prevent circular dependencies in DBT? Ensure models do not reference each other directly or indirectly. Split models into smaller units to remove loops. Use staging tables or intermediate models to break cycles. How can run order affect performance? Running models in dependency order ensures resources are used efficiently. Parallel execution of independent models reduces total build time. Poor ordering can cause unnecessary failures and reruns. How do ref statements influence the DAG? Ref explicitly defines dependencies between models. DBT uses these references to build the DAG and determine execution order. Proper use of ref ensures predictable and stable builds. How can tags and select help in debugging? You can run only tagged models to isolate issues. Reduces the scope of testing and prevents unnecessary builds. Helps identify problematic models quickly. How does incremental modeling relate to run order? Incremental models only process new or changed data. They depend on previous model runs, so correct ordering is crucial. Optimizes performance and avoids redundant computations. Can you override run order in DBT? Yes, by using models with a specific sequence or subset of the DAG. Allows targeted execution without running the entire project. Useful in testing or prioritizing critical models. What is the benefit of intermediate staging models? Staging models break down large transformations into smaller steps. They provide clearer dependency management. Makes debugging and graph manipulation easier. How does DBT handle parallel execution? Independent models run simultaneously if system resources allow. Dependent models wait for upstream completion. Parallelism speeds up total project execution time. How do you monitor run order and DAG execution? Use DBT Cloud or DBT artifacts to visualize the DAG. Logs show execution sequence and performance metrics. Helps identify bottlenecks and optimize run order. How can run order control help with failures? Isolating failing models prevents cascading failures in downstream models. Allows targeted reruns for failed nodes. Improves reliability and stability of the production workflow. How do selective builds help in large projects? Reduces compute cost by executing only relevant models. Speeds up testing and deployment cycles. Minimizes risk of unintended changes affecting unrelated models. How can scheduling optimize run order? Schedule heavy transformations during off-peak hours. Allows smaller, independent models to run first for quicker results. Improves overall efficiency and resource utilization. What is a common mistake in run order management? Ignoring implicit dependencies that are not captured in ref statements. Running models in a sequence that causes upstream failures. Not using staging models for complex transformations. How does run order interact with materializations? Incremental and table materializations depend on previous runs. Ephemeral models execute inline during downstream builds. Proper run order ensures that materializations are completed correctly and consistently. When should teams focus on DAG manipulation? In large projects with multiple teams and complex dependencies. When optimizing build performance and reducing execution time. During migrations or when introducing critical updates to production pipelines. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and follow ZoomInData for more advanced DBT interview questions and real-time project guidance. For hands-on exercises, tutorials, or support on real-time DBT projects, contact ZoomInData.